So I have a couple of stories I want to talk about today. So I want to talk about this infrastructure bill because we now see that President Biden is open to compromise. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I also want to play President Biden. He had a message to the American people. So I want to play that clip and we'll talk a little bit about that. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about here is this infrastructure bill. And here's a Washington Post, the headline of the Washington Post: Biden tells bipartisan group of lawmakers he is prepared to compromise on infrastructure. Now, this is really good news because President Biden is showing that he's willing to compromise. And it's good for a few different reasons. Now, first of all, the lawmakers that he had in this meeting that he had earlier today, these are lawmakers that were former mayors, former governors, both Democrats and Republicans. And he chose them because they know how to run a government. They've run a government in the past. And when you're running a government, infrastructure is very, very important. Local government, state government. And so that's why he chose them. And the fact that he's open to negotiate at this point means that he's willing to go with some of the things that the Republicans want and go with some of the things that the Democrats want. But we're going to have to see how it plays out. I played a clip from Senator Coons yesterday. Senator Coons was talking about the fact that maybe we should go with an $800 billion infrastructure-only bill and then focus on more of a, let's say, human infrastructure or more social program bill later. And so that's probably what's going to happen. But the issue is with this first infrastructure bill, this $800 billion infrastructure bill, how is it going to be paid for? That is the big problem because President Biden, he wants to go with the corporate tax rate. He wants to raise it from 21% to 28%. However, Republicans, they don't want to do that. They're looking more at gas tax or a mileage tax or even both. Now, the difference between the two, if it's a gas tax, we're all paying for it. If it's a mileage tax, people who have electric vehicles, they're going to be paying for it. If it's a situation where it's a corporate tax rate increase, corporations are going to be paying for it. Now, I don't know where you are on that spectrum, but the gas tax, mileage tax would affect a lot more people than the corporate tax increase. And so that's going to be the big argument. That's what's holding things up at this point. Now, one good thing about the fact that President Biden is open to compromise is because he's open to compromise with Republicans, but he's also open to compromise with Democrats. And you have some Democrats, at least right now, we have 74 Democrats that want another round of stimulus checks. And so guess what? He's open to compromise. Hopefully he's going to listen to that side. Hopefully he's going to listen to what they have to say. And he might incorporate that. Maybe not in this infrastructure, this $800 billion, this first roads, bridges, all that. He might not focus on that bill, but the next bill, the human infrastructure, he might be open to another round of stimulus checks. And you notice he's not talking about this, right? He's not mentioning it at all. And that is because most politicians, they're going to say, yes, you know what? I think another round of stimulus checks would be good if you ask them, if you put them on the spot. Because with President Biden, I think it would be hard for him to say no for another round of stimulus checks. At the least, he's going to say, look, we're going to look into it. We'll do some research. We'll see how the economy is, all that. I think he would kind of push it down the road and then discuss it later. But he hasn't said anything about it yet. But the fact that he's open to compromise, that's big, because that means he's going to be compromising and taking things from both sides. So we're going to have to see where that goes. But I think it's good news. The fact that he is calling people in and he's talking with them, and they still have budget reconciliation if these things don't work out. So they have a backup, but they want to try to see if they can get something together, a compromise. And the big thing about the compromise for the $800 billion, the roads and bridges, the strictly infrastructure bill, the good thing about that is if you can get those 60 votes that you'll need in the Senate, then you can forego the filibuster, and you don't have to use budget reconciliation, and you can get a bill passed. And then you can move forward and then focus on this human infrastructure bill that has more programs and things like that for the American people, and then use budget reconciliation for that. So that's the strategy that I think they're playing at this point. Okay, so now I want to play this message from President Biden, and this is about the vaccine. So here we go.
Folks, I have good news. Everybody is eligible as of today to get the vaccine. We have enough of it. You need to be protected, and you need in turn to protect your neighbors and your family. So please, get the vaccine.
Okay, so that was President Biden talking about the vaccine. So now everyone is eligible. 18 and over, you can go ahead and get the vaccine. And so I think that's good news. So if you've been waiting, if you've been at a point where you couldn't get it because of your age, you've been waiting, now you can go ahead and get the vaccine. Now, we know numbers are down right now when it comes to people getting vaccinated. And, you know, I'm not one to say, well, you should get vaccinated or you shouldn't get vaccinated. I myself, I went and got vaccinated. But that's your choice. However, we know the COVID-19 deaths are starting to increase again. So we are still trying to fight this off. And we saw Congressman Jordan a couple of days ago going off on Dr. Fauci about when are we going to get past this? When are we going to get past this? I think a good way for us to get past this is by having people get vaccinated. And they mentioned that during the hearing. If we get 90% of lawmakers, and I think Congressman Clyburn kind of threw that out there just to kind of say, look, 90% of lawmakers aren't even getting vaccinated, but you guys want to move forward and open things back up. And when is this all going to end? But you're not even taking part in trying to help it end. So I don't want to get on the soapbox when it comes to should you get vaccinated or not, but I just want to let everyone know it is available. 18 and over, you can go ahead and get vaccinated. So those are stories I have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions or comments, post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.